This field we're going to look at Mississippi State and one of their draw plays and how they do it with a shovel. And right here, for the most part, they ran against 3 front. We have one clip where they run against 4 front against Memphis. But right here, we'll take a look and see exactly what they do. Right here, just looking at the quarterback's action, when he catches it, his eyes go away. He's just getting his normal drop like he would, and he shovels it with his offhand. So as a righty, he's going to shovel it with his left hand. A lefty would shovel it with his right hand. So right there, catching it, eyes away, finds the back, gets a nice shovel right there, and you can see the running back. He just steps up, and he just turns, looking for the ball, gets his hands ready, catch. We're going vertical right there. So looking at him up front, you can see these guys, obviously they're trying to get these guys to rush the C gap, and right here, whichever way he wants to go, he's going to take him. Obviously good football player. He's fighting right there. He's able to fight him and keep him in that gap and make sure that he's at least square with that guy, giving the running back a chance. So as you're watching these guards as well, they just left him one-on-one with his nose, and they actually set here, both of them, to these defensive ends to make sure that they rush outside. Right there, they give them just a little bit of a shove. Now they're working up to those linebackers right there. There's the pitch, and now they're rolling downhill right there on those guys that dropped. You can see what it does with these linebackers. These guys, as soon as they see pass, hi-hat, eyes outside, these guys are dropping, eyes on the quarterback, and then he flips it to them quickly, and now they're rolling right there with a lot of space on 1st and 10. Pretty interesting. We'll take a look at a couple more, and the way that they've done it out of a few different sets as far as 10 personnel and 20 personnel is one of those things where they had quite a big success all year and got their guys in space. Two-back look here from Mississippi State, and they just run this back that direction outside, again running verticals. As you can see, again, looks away from the back they're giving it to right there. He steps up, trying to get these guys in the C gap. Right here, everybody, again, they're setting with those tackles, and they're releasing up to those linebackers. And as you can see right here, when you're looking at them, since the ball snapped, they're keeping their eyes basically on those backers in case they shoot. I guess they feel pretty good about these DNs. So right there to get them in the C gap. Quarterback again, eyes away. Boom. For count, find his back, pitch it with your offhand. Now we're rolling vertical right there with a lot of space, creating a big play there against Memphis, again on the 1st and 10. Two backs here against A&M, wide defensive ends, so this should be really good, especially if you can take care of that guy, whether you're getting the back out or whatever. But he ends up dropping to the middle of the field. So he's dropping, cool 5-man box. Great ball snap. You can see they're actually doubling right here to that nose, knowing that he's going to be a little bit harder to take care of than these guys that are playing wide defensive end. Definitely C-gap speed rushers here on the outside. So they double right there before he gets up. He actually sits there and then releases. Again, this back is getting out away from it. And again, the time is the same. Catches it, eyes away, pitch with that offhand. Now we're going vertical right there, getting behind that guard that doubled. Now he's working up. Creates a pretty good play. Again, they call it on 1st and 10 quite a bit. 1st and 10 creating a pretty good play, getting close to the first down. Another look here against A&M, and 10 personnel set. Still 3 front. You can see the front's a little bit different here. You got a wide 5 here, and over here you got a B-gap player right there from that defensive end. So what's interesting about this is they end up pitching to the 5 technique. I'm not sure if it's called that way or they check it to it, but the way that they do it up top, again, they're double teaming right here. So right here, both of them set. He actually ends up helping him rushing outside, but this guard gives him a good punch to make sure that he goes into that C gap before he releases. So right there, if you got a B gap player, that's why you set both those guys to him. Do whatever to get that guy into the C gap right there so that running back has a vertical alley. Right here, you got a speed rush off the edge of the 5 tech. A gap player who's to the offense's left, he ends up slanting that way as well. So right there, he slants to the center. He's actually setting with them. Again, give him a little punch, make sure we're good right there before he works up. Definitely the most dangerous guys would be those interior guys. One-on-one with that C-gap rush should be fine. And you can see right there, he actually swats that guy by. He's too far upfield, and he lets him go. And now he's trying to release as well, getting an extra blocker out there in front. So pretty interesting right there. This guy right here must be a hoss. He tackles that guy with a hand. Again, that's a D tackle right there who falls backwards and makes that play. Both these guys come off a little bit too fast at center. Should have stayed on, kept working, trying to get square. But right there, nose makes a play. But as you can see, they're almost getting 3 O linemen out since this tackle. He sets, he's getting too deep. He knows on this draw he's too deep. He just swats him by. Now he's getting vertical right there, trying to help out as well. Pretty interesting look there. Some interesting stuff going on as far as the alignment from the defense and how the O-line tried to sort it out. Here's a look against Texas Tech, and you can see these guys up top. they got an A-gap player, they got a nose, and they've got a B-gap player or a 4. So right there, those guys are pretty tight, and what ends up happening right here is they end up getting a little bit of a twist. All right, so it's an end coming inside with that nose looping outside, and as you can see, once they loop, they turn it into zone. This tackle is setting inside basically because he wants him to be a C-gap player. So once he comes inside right there, they really should pass it off. That guard should just take him. Once he loops around, that tackle should take it right there with that center right there pinning. Somebody's got to work up right there as well. But right there, since that guard is able to stop that penetration, that tackle really doesn't come off on this looper here. He stays on. They're lucky that this guy isn't able to fall in there and make a play, but they're able to get that pitch, and he's able to outrun that nose that looped all the way around. Same timing again. They're in 10 personnel this time. Looking to the left, 1001, pitch it right there, puts it on his chest, nice easy catch, and now we're rolling right there. So they actually had the center. Once this guy loops out, that center just set that direction, and he works up to that backer. This guard, again, he's setting. Looks like he's looking for that nose. Then he's rushing. He's going up to the linebacker right there, knowing that this guy was a C-gap rusher, and he's way outside. So let that guy go. This time this tackle stays on. He just tries to wash that guy as far as possible. Now they're rolling right there. Those guys dropping. Good job right there. Obviously, a twist and all that stuff is what kind of messes up the draws. They're able to do a pretty good job of passing this off. Obviously, it'd be great if that tackle come off, make sure that nose couldn't make a play right there. But they're able to get up on the linebackers and beat that guy with speed. Obviously, a nose looping around to the C-gap is probably not going to be the most athletic guy. Might not be able to fold in there and make a play, which obviously he nearly does. But right there, they're able to create an explosive play right there against Texas Tech in the bowl game. Right here against Memphis, you actually get pretty much a 4-front right here. If I was drawing this up as far as what we'd want to do, you're going to take 4 down plus Mike, and that obviously be very similar to the pass protection that we're typically going to have. So right here, probably double team with the A-gap player. This guy over here to the right side almost looks like he's a 2, maybe a B-gap player here, A-gap player over here, and that's kind of what they do. So center and guard set right here. He's going to be right there on the C-gap defender. Try to get him to wash by. This guard's going to be one-on-one right there. Again, trying to get him outside. Same thing here with his defensive end. Step up, again, eyes away, pitch that thing to him, go vertical. This guard or center are going to release depending on what this tackle does. Right here you can see him. He's hopping that direction. This guard gets a little bit lost. As you can see, he crosses the face over there to the center. So he starts looking out there to the D end. He's not real sure what's going on. So right there you can see he crosses his face. He looks to the D end. And then he goes back inside. Right there, instead of going back inside, he should look to the D end. And nobody's in that gap, so he should release up to the mic because he's uncovered right there. Good pitch, then we'd be going vertical with a guy right there to block. But right here, running back, lots of space. He's able to make this linebacker miss. Again, 1st and 10, creating explosive plays right there with the draw. And you can look backside exactly what's going on. So right here, one thing that was interesting, I'm not sure why this tackle really set so hard inside. I would just treat this just like a 4-front. You got to set with your eyes there. But right there he sets, and then he gets to that defensive end late. Gets enough of them right there, obviously. But I would have just set right to him instead of keeping your eyes there and giving a presence. Just set. It's a 4-front. Get your eyes there and watch that guy by. But gets the pitch, one-on with that linebacker, even though they don't get that guard out. Makes him miss. Creates a big play again. Getting your guys in space. With those linebackers dropping extremely hard, make them come back up and tackle. That's what they did right there. They weren't able to tackle, made a miss, and created a big play. Here's another look against the 4-front, and this one obviously doesn't look nearly as good as the one against Memphis. As you can see, as this ball is snapped back, I'm not sure if he's busting or what, but quarterback's eyes go over here. He's almost widening out to that C-gap. He's looking to pitch, and there ain't nobody there. So good job seeing that there's nobody there and not just pitching that thing blind and expecting him to be there. So really, if you're looking at this 4-front again, should be doubling with that A-gap player. Let these guys rush outside gap. Rush that guy outside gap. Obviously set inside and then wash him by. Back should step up right here. Catch it and go vertical with either the center or guard that are sitting right here working up to the linebacker that stays in the box. So right here, as you can see, there's the center. He's releasing right there. Quarterback doesn't really like it because it's all jumbled up. The back maybe did the wrong thing. So he ends up keeping it. Going vertical right there. So right there, this is obviously not designed to be this way, but obviously if you're an empty, if you wanted to release that back and thought you could release that back, maybe get this guy to go right there, set, work up there, that could obviously be an option as well right here. Wasn't a quarterback draw, but it ended up being a quarterback draw And pretty good job here by the quarterback of not being a robot, having a little awareness, getting vertical and getting down right there after about a 4-yard gain on the goal line with a 1st and goal. So again, right here, not sure what goes on with this, but you can see what they're looking for against that forefront as far as the draw and what they're trying to block, and how it could obviously be a quarterback draw as well.